Wow, it's been so long, and Nintendo finally announced a Nintendo Direct out of nowhere today. And yeah, so today I will be doing a discussion with Demeech about what they could potentially announce at this upcoming Direct tomorrow. So first off, they actually said in the Direct announcement that there's going to be a Smash update. And what do you think about that? What are some characters that you could potentially see being announced?
Wow, you are right. It's been such a long time that now we have flying cars, and oh my gosh, wow, it's been so long. But
Yeah,
anyways, joke aside, I do think for Smash, I really haven't been on the hype train like I was for Smash 4, mainly because a lot of the characters just don't interest me, and that's not discrediting anyone who likes them, it's just, I'm more into mascot characters like Banjo, Rayman, Crash. However, though, I do think this time around there could be a possibility to see everyone's favorite marsupial, Crash Bandicoot. We're getting Crash 4 on the Switch next month. Crash has been one of the most requested characters. I would say that he might not be the most requested, that would be the Great Purple one, but I do think that Crash does have a chance of being in Smash, and hey, Crash for Smash, that rhymes. It's destined to happen.
yeah, I definitely think that Crash is the most likely, especially with Crash 4 coming to the Switch next month and everything. If Crash 4 wasn't coming to the Switch next month, I would probably think it would be someone else next, like Rayman or Phoenix Wright, and even like some other ones that I'd want, but I think Crash is the most likely. Crash is one of my most wanted, and I think we could definitely see that happen.
Yeah, but even though I think Crash might happen, there's always a possibility that Nintendo will include someone that, really isn't for my standards. So they might include Dimitri from Fire Emblem Three Houses. And what kind of name is that? I couldn't imagine anyone having a name like that. But, that aside, I do think that there is a possibility we could see Crash. But I'm not sure about other characters. Like, there are some I really want, like Waluigi, of course. I think, if anything, that would be the final fighter for DLC Pack 2.
Yeah,
But it's a little bit hard to say because a lot of the picks are just so unpredictable. But if I had to make an educated guess, I would probably say Crash.
yeah. There's also another character that I want. I want Paper Mario, because I think it would be cool to see more Mario RPG representation. Like, with stuff from both, the original Mario RPG, Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi. I feel like, well, I mean, aside from maybe, like the stage and a few music tracks, there really isn't much representing Mario RPG in Smash. So I think it would be pretty cool to see like an actual character from the games that would probably play differently from most of the other Mario characters.
As cool as that would be, I would have thought they would do that in September or October with, how they had Steve. I think they would have done that to capitalize on Origami King. You
Yeah.
definitely do have a good idea, and that's been requested for quite some time, but I just can't see Paper Mario at this point.
Yeah, and Sakurai did like reference the older Paper Mario games. If that's ever gonna happen in Smash, they're definitely gonna reference the older games with a Paper Mario character, because there is a segment based on the Thousand Year Door in the Paper Mario stage. So
Yeah, good point bringing that up, though, because even the Piranha Plant, one of his attacks is the Poison Piranha from Thousand Year Door.
yeah, Putrid Piranha.
Putrid Piranha. Alright.
So let's move on to the next thing on my list. So, Animal Crossing update. I definitely think we're going to get something related to Animal Crossing. I don't know really how they'd show Animal Crossing because, I mean, Animal Crossing came out after the last Direct, so they're probably going to do it in the style that they showed the other updates in the past Nintendo Directs. So I think they're going to show some information about the Mario update coming in March, and then possibly another update coming in the spring, but they're probably going to show only like a clip of it like they usually do.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to focus more on the Mario Direct. In fact, do you think they'll have a Mario Day in Animal Crossing March 10th?
Yeah, that would actually be pretty interesting. They could have like a character that's maybe like dressed up as Mario, or even like some kind of like a Animal Crossing villager type character that's like a Mario fan or something like that, and then you have to try to get these Mario-related items. I know it would probably be another collection-themed event, but I think it would be cool to see, like, all those Mario items and stuff like that, and I think we could even get some, since it's the 35th anniversary, I think we could possibly get some, like, items based on different Mario games. Like, we could get maybe, like, the Super Bell, like a Super Bell, statue or something like that. Or, from 3D World, we could get, like, a Mario 64 themed thing. So I think it would be pretty cool, since Nintendo's trying to push, like, the history of all the Mario games with the 35th anniversary. So I think it would be nice to see items from Mario games throughout 35 years in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, they already confirmed that they would have items, but what confuses me is that with Animal Crossing, the Nintendo items are usually staple, like that's a thing from day one. Which I find it odd, but they're definitely going to include some Mario items. That's been confirmed.
Yeah. I think there's also probably going to be some clothing too. Like definitely like a Mario suit and maybe even some I think it would be cool if they added stuff based on power-ups, like maybe a propeller suit, a cat suit, and other things like that.
Yeah, that'd definitely be cool. If we could get the hammer suit in or the blue shell, you know, I'm all down for that.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next thing, which is likely to happen in this Direct, because it's actually happening, I think either this week or next week, somewhere around there, the Zelda 35th anniversary. So most people actually thought it was going to be a separate Direct, like the Mario Direct, but I guess it's probably going to be a segment in this Direct, if they do have an announcement for it at all, which I think is pretty likely, since with the Zelda 35th anniversary, we could possibly see like a Zelda collection, like with probably 2 or 3 of the like 2 remake. I think they could do like the remake of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and also add Skyward Sword in there.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and they could possibly do something also like with they could possibly release, like, Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, too. I'm not sure how they would do that, but I think most likely it's going to be an HD collection, kind of, like with the Wii U remakes, and maybe a remake of Skyward Sword in HD.
They might do that, although I'm not sure if they were to remake Skyward Sword. I'm pretty sure that would be a full-on $60 release.
Yeah.
So they could do that. But I could see an all-star style collection for the N64 games, you know, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and stuff like that. Or actually, you know what? It could be a combo pack featuring upscaled remakes of the ones on 3DS, although I'm not sure if that would happen.
Yeah, I think that's kind of unlikely since they were kind of optimized for the 3DS.
Yeah, because the whole point of them was to have them in 3D, and that's something the Switch can't do, unfortunately. Unless they were to use Labo VR, which, come on, I don't think they're going to do that.
I also think there's a possibility that we could be getting remakes of the Oracle games with the engine of Link's Awakening. Like
That'd be cool right there.
Yeah, because I really like the Link's Awakening remake. I really like the art style, I like how it plays. It's one of my favorite remakes of all time. And I think that would be amazing if they used that for the Oracle games.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they got the engine in place, so they could definitely do that, but I don't think it's very likely compared to remakes of Skyward Sword and porting the Wii U ones and maybe having a collection of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Although, come to think of it, I do think that option's less likely because we're going to get into another prediction, and this comes to Switch Online. So I know your prediction's a little bit different than mine, so I'm going to let you start first. So I know you were talking about 2 systems that you could see coming to the Switch Online. So go ahead and talk about those, and I'll give my idea.
Okay, so realistically, I'm just thinking realistic here, I think we could either get the Nintendo 64 or Nintendo Game Boy. I think both would work. I know a lot of people are saying that the Game Boy will probably be first, but I think it could go either way, and I think it would be great to see a new system. It would be ideal to see Virtual Console or something like that, but I think realistically, they're going to add the Nintendo 64 or Game Boy. I'm not sure how it would work with like Super Mario 64, but I guess that's going away anyway, so they could...
Yeah, the point with that is that with the March 31st thing, I think it means something. Because there can't be a reason why they're getting rid of everything on that very specific date. So what I think's going to happen is they're going to upgrade Nintendo Switch Online and have a Plus membership that will include everything. It'll be a Netflix-style service for all Nintendo's retro consoles. We could see N64, GameCube, maybe Wii. I think that's the route that they're going, and that's why they're getting rid of a lot of their games. Like, they're getting rid of the Fire Emblem thing, rid of 3D All-Stars. And I don't like the practice of them doing that, but it would make more sense. And if they were to offer it via a service and just give people an alternative, I would say, that makes sense and understand what they're doing. Am I sure it's going to happen? Not quite, because this is Furukawa's Nintendo we're talking about, and he does not like anything beyond the NES and SNES. But it's wishful thinking. I think it could happen. I think the March 31st date means something, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I also think there's a possibility that they could release Nintendo 64, Game Boy, DS, games like that on a service, and then they could have GameCube and Wii games released separately, and they could be added to like a collection, kind of. So similar...
The thing is, I think Nintendo doesn't want people to realize that GameCube and Wii games were far superior to most Switch games.
Yeah. So, relating back to Zelda, I have a couple more things to say for that. So, I think we could possibly get like a new trailer and possibly like a release season or date for Breath of the Wild 2. Because even though it's probably not going to release till later this year at the earliest, I still think we could get more information. Because they did say that they were well into development when they announced Age of Calamity. So if they didn't announce it then, I guess now would be probably a good time to like announce more information about the game, since it's been a while since we've seen any information about the game.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. So yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
And also, I think we could also possibly get DLC for Age of Calamity, because I think there was some files data mined in the base game for Age of Calamity. So I think we could potentially be seeing some like DLC for that game. I think maybe like an extra mission or something like that, and new characters possibly.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
And next, we'll move on to Mario. And here's one that we both like to see. Mario Kart 9. It's been nearly 7 years now without a new Mario Kart game. And I think now could finally be the time we could see a new one.
That's a really good point to bring up right there, because I'm the Mario Kart guy. I made so many speculation videos about Mario Kart 9. That's what I'm kind of known for, so I think I'm an expert in this topic. And looking at the trends, we had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in 2017. That's going to be 4 years old, which is well past the gap of when Mario Kart's usually released. Then we had GPVR after that, which I don't even think I should count, because it's like Bandai Namco made it. It's a completely different thing. It's more of an amusement park ride. Then we had Tour, which, regardless of what you think of Tour or not, it really did introduce a lot of new concepts like reverse tracks, the amazing roster, special items for characters, really cool new tracks. And then you got Home Circuit, which really was more of a spin-off than anything else. It was a spin-off of a spin-off, if you will. So I think now's the time for Mario Kart 9. But my question to you is, do you think they're going to go Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled style, where it's going to be kind of the ultimate Mario Kart that includes some of the best past tracks while including new ones and having, like, DLC updates that are free? Or do you think that it's going to be Nintendo Kart?
I think it's probably going to be an ultimate Mario Kart, because I mean, as much as Nintendo added all of the other Nintendo characters in Mario Kart 8, I feel like Nintendo would probably stick to the route of like being closer to Mario Kart and everything like that, because if it included many things that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't have, like a lot of tracks and characters that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't have, I think it would be different enough from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to be its own game. So...
Oh, definitely. And with that being said, I think that it's a 50-50 chance. You know, back then we thought Nintendo Kart was a natural evolution, but then Mario Kart Tour happened, showed us what Mario Kart 9 could be like. They have the groundwork for a great Mario Kart game. It's just Mario Kart Tour was ruined by the mobile aspects, which I'm going to get into this weekend with the collab I'm doing with 64 iOS for Mario Kart Origins. So hey, if you're watching this, the Mario Kart Tour episode of Mario Kart Origins is coming this Saturday. So get hyped for that.
I'll make sure to watch it.
Knowing Nintendo, it's kind of a coin toss, so I'm saying it's a 50-50 chance. I'd prefer to see Mario Kart Ultimate. I really hope there's a lot of new tracks. But, you know, other than that, I think it's eventually going to happen. I think it's inevitable at this point. But, you know, with Nintendo being Nintendo, I'm not sure if they're going to go the Nintendo Kart route or Mario Kart Ultimate route.
Another Mario game that I'd really like to see just as much as Mario Kart 9 is Super Mario Odyssey 2. I'm not sure if this is about the same chance or maybe a little less, because 3D World plus Bowser's Fury just released, but I think Super Mario Odyssey 2 will likely come out sometime during the Switch's lifespan, since Super Mario Odyssey was really popular and it didn't get any DLC, and Super Mario Galaxy got a second game, so I think Super Mario Odyssey could get a sequel using the same engine as Super Mario Odyssey, and possibly it could even incorporate some ideas that were in Bowser's Fury.
Really good point you bring up there, since 3D World came out less than a week ago, and the thing with that is I thought about it, and I realized that Nintendo announced New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and then shortly after it released, they announced Super Mario Maker 2, which obviously just blew New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe out of the water, but literally I think any game could do that except for maybe Sticker Star Yoshi's New Island. But either way, I think that Odyssey 2 probably was going to release sometime last year to celebrate the anniversary of Mario.
Yeah.
They had to delay it. But whether or not they show a trailer or not for it, or do something like they did with Breath of the Wild 2 and say the sequel for Super Mario Odyssey is now in development, I think that game has a chance of being announced. Though I definitely think Mario Kart 9 is a lot more likely.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Would I love to see it? Absolutely. It's my favorite game of all time. A sequel would make it better. And usually a new Mario game releases every 4 years or so. Like, unless you count the period between New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Super Mario 3D World, where a new game was being released every year, we've had, like, a new Mario game every 4 years or so.
Yeah, and I feel like now is actually a really good time to announce Odyssey 2, because Bowser's Fury, well, with Super Mario 3D World just released, so the hype with Mario and everything is really high, and Mario's really popular right now. So when they announce Odyssey 2, it would get a lot of attention, and a lot of people would still continue to talk about Mario, and it wouldn't just dip back down, since there wouldn't really be any news of Mario after that. So I think now is a good time to actually, like release some new information about the next Mario game. And
here's the thing with Bowser's Fury. A lot of people are saying it was probably cut Odyssey DLC, but I don't think that's the case, because it's solely open world 3D world, because there's a lot more action segments where Odyssey is more explorative. The art style is completely different. The cat theme is something you probably wouldn't see in Odyssey, since that's 3D World's thing. So I think we could see Odyssey 2 announced, though I'm not sure if it's likely.
yeah, I think Bowser's Fury just took ideas from Odyssey. Like, it didn't, like, since it had the snapshot mode, a lot, like, some of the moves were similar and some of the ideas were similar, but it's just more of, like, a combination of Odyssey and 3D World.
Yeah,
And-
I'd say it's 75% 3D World, 25% Odyssey.
Yeah. And next up, I think we could possibly be seeing the next Mario Party game, Super Mario Party 2. The thing about Super Mario Party, like, I mean, the gameplay was fine in my opinion, but it just had a lack of content. There was barely anything in the game. There was, like, the boards were grid-based, they were small, there was only a few of them, and, I mean, I guess they had some new modes that were alright, and the online mode wasn't good, but the core gameplay that ND Cube was trying to bring back was definitely a step in the right direction. And I think the next Mario Party game, I think they could possibly see our feedback, like what they saw with 10, and they could probably, like, add more content into this game, since they did see our feedback with, like, the Wii and Wii U games, and the 3DS games also. So I really think the next Mario Party game could potentially be like the older ones, since it's heading that way.
Yeah, I think so too. 2018 was just a really bad year for the Switch because a lot of those games were released unfinished. You had Kirby Star Allies, Mario Tennis Aces, and Super Mario Party. But the thing with Super Mario Party is it was the only game that didn't get DLC. So I think they'd be working on a sequel, and they kind of teased it too. So I think it's inevitable. That game right there, I think it could release sometime this year.
Yeah, I think Super Mario Party, I feel like it had missed potential, but the next Mario Party game could be the one where we could be seeing more of, like, the ideas that were in the older games in terms of, like, boards and stuff like that, since they probably heard our feedback, feedback, like, with the games I was talking about earlier. So,
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
yeah, relating to Mario spin-offs, I think we could possibly be seeing, like, I think we could also possibly be seeing, like, Mario Sports, like, possibly Mario Golf, and I think you also had one that was that we could potentially be seeing.
I think they could do something new for Mario Sports on the Switch because it's been a very long time since we got a new one. I think the last one was Mario Sports Mix, and that kind of devolved into Mario Sports Superstars, which is just a scaled back version of that on the 3DS. So I think maybe we could see Mario Football developed by an American developer. And hey, if anyone in Europe is watching this, we're talking about American football, not football. So I'm surprised there hasn't been a Mario football game because it's the most popular sport here. I kind of understand because it's not as popular in Europe and certainly isn't popular in Japan. But I think there's a wide enough audience. They could do some really cool stuff with it. I mean, you even got the Charge and Chucks. So that would be really cool to see. I'm not sure if it's likely or not, but I just wanted to throw the idea out there. But I think Mario Golf, that definitely could happen.
And next up, I think we could possibly be seeing, like, this was actually rumored by Marco Mero and a few other sources that I can't remember now. So basically, Link's Awakening was originally a 3DS game, but then it was moved to the Switch during development because the 3DS was declining in sales because of the Switch and everything. So I think we could possibly be seeing a Paper Mario remake that was originally being developed for the 3DS but was moved to the Switch, like a Paper Mario 64 remake.
That would be awesome right there. You know, I'm not sure how likely it'll be since Nintendo treats Paper Mario as something completely different nowadays, like more of an experimental series that focuses on paper, and you're going to have a whole tangent about it, I'm going to have a whole tangent about it. So I'll keep it short. That'd be a cool idea, but I couldn't see it being that likely. Love to be proven wrong, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it would possibly be developed by a different development team, so I don't think it would have much as the Tanabe influence as Origami King and the games before that did. So I'm really hoping that it turns out to be something actually interesting if this does happen. And another thing, I don't think it's really likely, but it would be awesome to see a Paper Mario collection or a re-release of the Paper Mario games on Switch for the 20th anniversary.
That'd be cool, but I think that tied more into my idea of Switch Online Plus.
Yeah. And I have another thing that I think would be interesting. I think there could possibly be a Captain Toad 2. It's not very likely, but I think that series has a lot of potential. It's a really good game. I think it's underrated. And I think we could possibly be seeing a sequel to the original one.
I think Mark Romero also rumored that, and I'm not one to usually believe rumors and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to believe this one, but, you know, there is a lot of potential for Captain Toad 2. It's sold decently. There's a lot they can do with the series, and it got updates on the Switch with the DLC and stuff like that, and I think there's a lot of potential for new level design, maybe adding in online multiplayer up to 4 players like they did in 3D World. That'd be awesome to see.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't think it's likely, but it's really cool you threw that out there.
Yeah, I've actually been wanting a Captain Toad too before it was even rumored. So, like, that's been something I've been wanting for a long time, even before the Switch port of it in the 3DS port of Captain
Oh,
Toad came
same
out.
here. I love Captain Toad on the Wii U, and that was one of my favorite games on the system. And it's been a while since Nintendo's done a spin-off of a Mario character,
Yeah.
and doing a sequel to that game would be great.
And before we get into the last Mario thing, you said spin-off of a Mario character, so let's talk about possibly Warioware on the Nintendo Switch, because that's another prediction that I have.
Hmm. With WarioWare, it's usually towards the beginning of a console's life or the very end. So, trends can be broken, but WarioWare on the Switch has a lot of potential. But here's the thing. When the Switch originally released, I would say yes, WarioWare would have made a lot of sense. But with the Switch Lite, you can't do all the cool things you can do with the Joy-Cons, because with a game like WarioWare Smooth Moves, it took full advantage of the Wii Remote. But for this game, I'm not sure what they would be able to do, considering the Switch Lite has an audience.
Yeah, I'm I'm trying to, like, it has a lot of potential with what they could do with the Joy-Cons and everything, and then like you said, there's a Switch Lite and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. They did have WarioWare Gold on the 3DS a couple years ago, but that was towards the end of the 3DS's lifespan. So I'm honestly not sure what they would do with like WarioWare on the Switch and when that would come. And speaking of WarioWare, or speaking of Wario, I think I would hope to see a Wario Land game on the Nintendo Switch. It's not very likely, but that would be amazing to see a Wario Land game, because I have Wario Land 3 and 4, and they're some of my favorite platformers of all time.
Wario Land, you got me there. One of my favorite series. I did a whole video covering this history of the series and why it kind of faded away. But it'd be great if they brought it back. Do we know what Goodfeel is up to?
I'm not sure. I think the last thing that Goodfield did was Yoshi's Crafted World, I think. If they developed that game, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so I think that's the last game that they did. And that was almost 2 years ago now. So, yeah, I'm not sure. We could possibly be seeing, like, something. Since I don't think they'd make another Yoshi game on the Switch. So, I think Wario Land is, like, a little. Like, I'm not saying it's likely, but since it's been gone for so long, and there's been so many games in the series, I think we could possibly be seeing a Wario Land game eventually.
I do agree with you there because with Kirby, they usually just have Hal develop them nowadays. I don't think they're going to do another epic yarn, and they're not going to have another Yoshi game on the Switch, and Goodfeel has to do something. So I do think a Wario Land could happen. Have you played Shake It before on the Wii?
No.
Because it's not as good as the other games gameplay-wise, but they went for a really cool hand-drawn art style, and it looks mature. I know it's Goodfeel we're talking about, and they went from the hand-drawn style to yarn. The game did underperform a little bit, but considering how well Switch games sell and the exposure it can get via social media, which really wasn't a thing back in 2009 when Wario Land Shake It released, I think there is a lot of potential for the series to come back.
Yeah, and one more thing going back to Mario now. I think we could, like, another thing that's possible, since we haven't gotten a new 2D Mario game since 2012, we're not counting, like, smaller ones like Luigi U, but I think we could
A
possibly be.
Mario Run?
Yeah, I think we could possibly be seeing a new 2D Mario game. I think it's kind of unlikely, because I think maybe next year or the year after would be more likely for that, since it would be a little more time after Mario Maker or the port of U Deluxe. But I think we could possibly be seeing a brand new 2D Mario game with new ideas like Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. Because most Mario games, well, some Mario games on the Nintendo Switch, most of the big ones, usually have new ideas, like with Super Mario Odyssey, as I mentioned earlier, and even Bowser's Fury, since it also had like a lot of new ideas in it. So I think we're kind of now out of the generic Mario era, which kind of ended when Super Mario Odyssey came out. So I think it's possible that we could be getting something brand new, like possibly a new art style, like new ideas, new types of worlds, new gameplay, and stuff like that.
I think that would probably come out in 2022 or 2023.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect that to be announced, but I definitely do think they could do that. I think we have Super Mario Maker 2 to kind of fill that in for now, but I do think that's a great idea, and it probably will happen sometime in the Switch's life. But do I think it'll be announced in the Direct? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come out for another couple of years, because I feel like we're kind of oversaturated with Mario unless we get like Odyssey 2 or Mario Kart 9. But I don't really think that's likely now, but when they don't have as much Mario stuff going on, I think that's when they're going to probably release it. So one thing I forgot to mention on the list, but it's definitely possible, I think we could possibly be seeing like a new Kirby game. Because like the last mainline Kirby game we got was in 2018, and we usually get them every 2 to 3 years. So it's been almost 3 years now, and I think we could possibly be seeing another Kirby game. Because, like, I heard that one of the developers of Kirby, I forgot who it was exactly, but I think someone said in the development, or one of the development teams, that the next Kirby game was going to be the pinnacle of the series.
I think they'll eventually go 3D. I think for the next one, they're going to do a 3D Kirby. It was found in the files of Kirby Fighters, so that could happen.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff hinting towards a 3D Kirby, because they had Kirby's Blowout Blast on the 3DS, they had Kirby Battle Royale, which I think they were both in 3D, they had the final boss of Kirby Star Allies, which played in 3D, and then they had the thing with Kirby Fighters 2, it said about like a 3D thing for Kirby. So I think now is the time Kirby could finally go in 3D. And it's been 3 years, which is plenty of time. Like, they probably started development before Kirby Star Allies released if they were going to make a new Kirby game. And it's probably like around the time a new Kirby game is going to come out. So I definitely think the next one could possibly be 3D.
See, the thing, though, is next year is Kirby's 30th anniversary, so they could release it then. I think it's definitely going to happen, but whether or not it's announced in a Direct, I'd say it's a 50-50 chance of it happening either this year or next year, but I'm probably going to say next year.
Yeah.
And speaking of anniversaries, you want to talk about some of the Pokemon anniversary stuff, because that's going to definitely happen this year. They already have the logo. They already have a lot of stuff happening. So when it comes to predicting what'll happen this year, I think that we could actually see those long-awaited Diamond and Pearl remakes. And to be honest with you, I haven't been much into the Pokemon series ever since Sword and Shield, because I saw what happened with that game. I was really angry about the direction the series took and just how many corners they cut, and I'm just like, nope, not going to do this, and I just didn't pick up the game, didn't want to support it. So if they can prove me wrong and get the series back to the standard it was, and have every Pokemon, then yeah, I'd definitely be down to play the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. And they're great games, so the groundwork for a great game's already there. But it's just, I don't want Game Freak to botch this.
Yeah, and another thing, I don't think, like, most of the Pokemon stuff will be announced in the Nintendo Direct. I think they will possibly announce another Direct within this Direct for Pokemon, because they usually like to have the Pokemon games separate. Well, I mean, sometimes, unless they're revealing new information, since they did have Pokemon Sword and Shield in a couple Directs. But I think they're possibly going to have, like, a separate Direct, and they're going to announce it here. They're going to be, like, probably have, like, a short trailer for new Pokemon Snap, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm also pretty excited about new Pokemon Snap, because that game looks really good, since it's being developed by Bandai Namco. But, I think they're possibly going to show, like, a short trailer for that, and then announce a Pokemon Direct for Pokemon Day.
Yeah, I think they could do that, because Pokemon's kind of its own thing from Nintendo, so that I could see that happening.
Yeah, And next up, another long-awaited thing that hasn't happened in a long time, a new Donkey Kong Country game. I know you had the discussion and everything like that, and I watched it and everything, and I also agree that there's probably gonna be a new Donkey Kong Country game coming out this year since it's been so long, and we really haven't gotten anything related to Donkey Kong Country in a while.
Yeah, it's been even longer since Mario Kart 8. In fact, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze just celebrated its 7th year anniversary a few days ago, so I think now is definitely the time for that. I'm not sure whether or not Nintendo will announce it, but they had plenty of time to make a new game. Would it be developed by Retro though? That's a question, because they're working on Metroid Prime 4, but they also said they could work on 2 games.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm kind of debating on that, whether Nintendo EAD would be working on it or Retro. I'm kind of like split on that. I'm not sure like who would be working on it, but I think regardless, there's definitely a good chance that we could be getting one this year since it's been so long.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We might see it revealed. I think it'd be later towards the year because they said the first half. I think Odyssey 2, when you mentioned that, Odyssey 2 and Mario Kart 9 could be summer titles.
Yeah.
But for this Donkey Kong game, I think it's more likely towards the fall. Maybe we could get a teaser for it. But my question to you is, do you think it'll be 2D or 3D? Because as much as I would love for them to do a crack at 3D again, I think it'd be 2D.
Yeah, I really think it's gonna be 2D. I think they're like since like they've been successful in that direction so far, like with Retro's games and everything. Like as much as I want a 3D game like you, I think they're probably gonna stick to 2D.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. And if Nintendo EPD made it, do you think it'd be good? Because they've made a few Donkey Kong games, and Donkey Kong kind of went through this weird phase in the 2000s when Rare left. It was kind of in a limbo where it was being passed on to different developers. You had Nintendo, it used to be called EAD. They developed Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which it was really fun, but it used the bongos. Then you had the Donkey Konga games, which were developed by Bandai Namco. And then you had the weird spin-offs like King of Swing and Jungle Climber, developed by Payon. So I think they could do some cool stuff with it. But for Donkey Kong Country, I definitely think that it's better suited for, a Western developer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely agree. And next up, let's talk about some third-party games, both exclusive to Nintendo or not. I think we're definitely probably gonna get like a final trailer for Monster Hunter Rise. I've actually been kind of interested in that game since I think it looks pretty good. It looks really good for the Nintendo Switch in terms of graphics and stuff like that. And like, I think we could also possibly be getting like more information about Bayonetta 3 despite a lot of development issues with that game. I think there's definitely a chance. But what are some of your predictions for third-party games?
I don't think we'll see Bayonetta 3. Monster Hunter, I definitely think we'll see. I'm not sure about third-party because they kind of did that with the partner showcases, so I think maybe nowadays Directs will mainly focus on first-party. But
yeah,
with Nintendo, to be truthful with you, I don't really follow third-party games on the system. I was going to say Crash 4, but we're getting that. So, I'm not sure what I would exactly say because I'm not as knowledgeable. Like, when third-party games come to the Switch, I'm excited for them, I get them. But it's not like I predict them like I do with the first-party stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar to you with that. I do kind of follow the news and everything, but yeah, I don't really predict them. But, like, one thing that I could say is that since it's 50 minutes long, I do think there's and since we didn't get a partner showcase in a while, I think there's probably going to be, like some of the direct focus towards, like, third-party games, both exclusive and multi-platform coming to the Switch. So, and then we'll obviously get that sizzle reel with, like, upcoming games and stuff like that, so... And...
yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
And one final thing, I don't really think it's likely, since this will, if it's happening, it's probably going to release later in the year. Or, well, there's a possibility it could come, like, early in the year, or in the summer, or something like that, or its own separate announcement. but I think the Nintendo Switch Pro has a chance, even though I think it would probably be a separate announcement, like the Switch Lite.
Nintendo said it wasn't happening, but they're known to lie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go either way there. So I'd say 80% chance of it not happening, 20% chance that it will happen during the Direct.
Yeah, I think Nintendo said there won't, I think back when the new 3DS released, I think they said there was going to be no new 3DS consoles or no new Nintendo consoles releasing that year, and then they released the new 3DS. So I think they're known to lie about that, or just, like, keep things secret with that. So, like, yeah,
My favorite lie from Nintendo is that the Wii U would still be a pillar of Nintendo after the Switch released, and look what happened with that.
Wait, they actually said that?
Yeah, they said the Switch wasn't going to replace the Wii U, and long behold, it did.
Yeah, and, like, I think it was, like, 1 month, or less than 1 month after the Nintendo Switch presentation, before the Switch even launched, they discontinued the Wii U.
They discontinued it even before that. They discontinued it in 2016.
Oh, really? I thought it was January 31st, 2017.
That's what it officially says, but they stopped production in 2016.
Okay. But yeah, do you have any more predictions? Because that's basically all I've got in terms of predictions for this Nintendo Direct.
Alright, so I just was gonna say, just keep your expectations in check. This is Nintendo we're talking about, so I would expect a lot more information on games that have been priorly released, like DLC for that. But I do think we could get some cool announcements since we don't know anything. It's been quite some time.
Yeah, I don't really... as much as Nintendo could probably reveal things about games that we already know about in terms of DLC and stuff like that, there's really not that many games that we could get DLC for, and not many games that we could get new information for. So I don't really think, like, much of the Direct would be about that, and if they're going to do some kind of Smash presentation thing, they would probably do it after the Direct on a different date. They would only spend, like, maybe, like, 5 minutes on a Smash reveal. Or, like, any new information for Smash.
So, but anyways, I think that about wraps it up on my end. So, any last comments?
Yeah, I'm just excited about the Direct tomorrow. I'll keep my expectations in check like you said, and yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out Demeech's channel also. He makes some great content over on his channel. And make sure to check out my...
Don't subscribe. And I was gonna say, if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna make Reecee play Sticker Star.
Oh no. Oh wait, yeah, I made that game. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.
Keep calm and da-da on.